Could Ilia Topuria have beaten Khabib in his prime? I don't know about you guys, but I'd give him a pretty good shot. Now don't get me wrong, Khabib was an incredible fighter, but I just think Ilia poses a threat in which we haven't ever really seen him have to deal with. For one, his power is on a completely different level from anybody Khabib has ever fought. Khabib has never faced a puncher like Ilia. Khabib fought and finished many elite strikers, from Conor McGregor to Dustin Poirier to Justin Gaethje, but Ilia has an X factor in which the others don't. His power. The others hit hard, don't get me wrong, but none of them come remotely close to Topuria in terms of punching power. Justin Gaethje hasn't even knocked anybody out with a punch since 2019. Dustin has decent power, but he typically relies on a combination of strikes to put his opponents away. He never puts people out with singular shots. Conor hasn't really displayed insane punching power above 145. Eddie was his only finish with punches, and that was only a TKO, plus it only came after dropping him a gazillion times in a fight where Eddie kept running into his punches. Ilia, on the other hand, has some of the craziest power we've ever seen in the sport. The guy puts anybody who he gets his hands on out. I mean, who does this to Charles Oliveira? Who does this to Max Holloway? Even Dustin and Justin couldn't do that. When Dustin dropped Charles and Max, they got back up. When Justin dropped Charles and Max, they got back up. When Ilia dropped Charles and Max, they stayed down. Khabib cannot afford to take shots from Ilia the way he did from some of his other opponents. Even Justin was getting some shots through. Dustin connected with a flurry in the second round. Conor also landed a bunch of shots. The difference is that he could afford to take a few from those guys. He would not be able to do that against Topuria. He had a granite chin, but Ilia is known for destroying granite chins. Something else about Topuria is that he's also an incredibly high-level grappler. Khabib hasn't really faced many high-level grapplers throughout his career. Sure, he ragdolled RDA, but everybody ragdolls RDA. We all just saw how Charles dominated Max in the grappling. He could not do that to Ilia. Ilia reversed his takedown attempt and immediately put him in a crucifix. Even Islam and Arman couldn't do that. He also beat Bryce Mitchell at his own game and submitted him. He's an incredible grappler in his own right. Heck, Ilia started out with a Greco-Roman wrestling base. Khabib would have his hands full even in the grappling. He wouldn't be able to bully Ilia the way he did his other opponents. Khabib was awesome, but Ilia is a completely different caliber of fighter from anybody he had ever fought. I don't know if he'd win, but this would absolutely be his toughest test. Not only can he not afford to take too many clean shots from him on the feet, but even on the ground can Ilia pose issues. I think he absolutely could have beaten Khabib prime for prime. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and follow for more videos like these.